It's 11:43 p.m. The TV is throwing that cold blue light across the living room. Your thumb stalls halfway through a useless scroll. Your dog has their chin pressed into the edge of the couch cushion, 2 feet from your face, eyes half open, still watching you. You stretch your jaw in one long yawn. 2 seconds later, they do it too. Same wide mouth, same slow blink, same tiny nose twitch at the end. And the answer in your head is immediate. They're just tired. That sounds reasonable. Dogs sleep a lot. Dogs yawn when they're sleepy. But if it's only sleepiness, why does it happen right after you do it? And why does it happen more with you than with a stranger? Because that yawn may be part of something much bigger than fatigue. And most dog owners have no idea. In 2008, researchers at the University of London tested 29 pet dogs by having a human perform real yawns, and then control mouth movements that looked similar, but weren't actual yawns. The result was simple and weird. The dogs were far more likely to yawn at the real thing, not the mouth movement. The yawn, that matters because contagious yawning is not just a reflex people associate with sleep. In social species, it often tracks emotional attunement, more like catching a laugh from someone you love across a room than copying a random motion. Your dog on the couch may not be shutting down for the night. Your dog may be tuning into you, and that's still only the surface. Think of oxytocin as emotional Velcro. It's the feeling that makes connection stick. In science, it's a hormone and signaling molecule tied to bonding, trust, and social regulation. Or in 2015, a team at Azabu University and the University of Tokyo studied around 30 dog owner pairs and found that when dogs and owners spent time looking at each other, oxytocin levels rose in both. Then they tested hand-raised wolves in a similar setup. Nothing. No loop, no mutual chemical lift. Dogs had it. Wolves didn't. That's the part people miss. This isn't just your dog seeing your yawn and doing a funny imitation. It may be a bond-driven feedback system. You signal. Your dog responds. Your body changes. Their body changes. The loop tightens. When your dog yawns after you, they may not be copying your mouth. They may be syncing to your nervous system. So where did a response like that even come from? About 14,200 years ago, near Bonn Oberkassel in Germany, a dog was buried with 2 humans. Archaeologists later found signs that the dog had suffered from a serious illness, likely canine distemper, and had survived far longer than it could have without intensive care. That means somebody kept it alive, fed it, protected it, stayed with it through weeks of weakness and fever. That story matters because domestication was never just about wolves becoming less aggressive. It was also about certain animals becoming unusually responsive to human faces, human tension, human routines, human emotion. The dogs that noticed us fastest, read us best, stayed close, and fit into our social world had an advantage. Generation after generation, that sensitivity was not just tolerated, it was selected. And it turns out this isn't just behavior. It's written into their biology. In 2017, researchers from Princeton University and Oregon State University identified genetic differences in dogs linked to extreme sociability toward humans, including regions near genes called GTF2I and GTF2IRD1, genes also associated with hypersocial behavior in humans. In plain English, some of your dog's urge to look at you, follow you, and emotionally track you exists all the way down at the level of DNA. So that yawn isn't floating on the surface of personality. It's attached to a body built to care what you're doing. But here's the paradox. If yawning around you is a sign of bonding, then every yawn should feel like a tiny love letter. It should always mean closeness, always mean comfort, and it absolutely doesn't talk. Dogs also yawn at the vet, during awkward hugs, intense training sessions, right after a hard stare, in moments that are not warm at all. So which is it? A 2013 study from the University of Porto looked at dogs exposed to yawns from familiar and unfamiliar humans while tracking physiological arousal. The dogs showed more contagious yawning to familiar people, without the kind of stress spike you'd expect if the yawn were just anxiety. But separate behavioral studies, including work from the University of Lincoln on canine stress signals in social pressure situations, show that yawning also appears as a displacement behavior, a self-calming move when arousal starts climbing, so there are two doors hidden inside the same motion. One yawn can mean, "I'm with you," another can mean, "I'm trying to steady myself," and the deeper truth is better than either one alone. Both messages come from sensitivity. And the same dog who is emotionally open enough to mirror your state is also vulnerable enough to be pushed off balance by it. But how deep does this actually go? In 2019, researchers at Linköping University in Sweden studied 58 dogs and their owners using hair cortisol. And hair cortisol is a strange, powerful measure because cortisol gets stored in growing hair over time, like a biological archive. Not a 5-second mood, not a single bad day. Long-term stress recorded in the body. They found that dogs' long-term stress levels closely matched their owners, not the weather, not the dog's activity level. The owner. Your dog doesn't just live in your house. Your dog can end up living in your chemistry. That means the yawn in your living room may sit on top of something much larger, a body that has been reading you all along. There's one last thing I need to tell you, and it might be the most important part of this video. If your dog yawns once after you do, that can be social. Sweet even. But if you start seeing repeated yawns clustered with lip licking, turning the head away, pinned ears, whale eye, sudden sniffing, shaking off, panting in a cool room, or walking off from contact, don't ignore it. Don't laugh it off. Don't keep pushing because they haven't growled. That cluster means your dog may be trying to regulate discomfort before it becomes bigger. Your job in that moment is simple. Lower pressure. Soften your voice. Give space. Stop looming. Stop insisting. Watch what changes. Because when your dog needs help, the message usually arrives in behavior first. No words, no complaints, no obvious alarm. So go back to 11:43 p.m. Same blue TV light. Same stalled thumb over your phone. Same chin pressed into the edge of the couch cushion. Same 2 feet of quiet between your face and theirs. You yawn, your dog yawns back. Same wide mouth, same slow blink, same tiny nose twitch at the end. And now that little moment is no longer small. It could be bonding chemistry. It could be emotional contagion. It could be thousands of years of selection compressed into one soft movement. It could even be a tiny check on your mood, your tension, your pace, your presence. You're not just watching a sleepy habit anymore. You're watching a living animal whose body has learned to read yours. If you want more videos that help you understand what your dog is already telling you, subscribe and tell me your dog's name.